Citalfort.
Welcome back, everybody. Johnny LaCour, David Toast, here today to talk to you about chains and why they're so damn important. So what we got here is we have our bench press set up. Dave's gonna bench press. We have chains on either end. Why the chain is so important, we're gonna look to increase strength as quickly as possible. What you need to know about the chains, when they're on the floor, they don't weigh anything. As they start to come off, you'll feel the weight more and more. Why is this so important? Because at the top of the bench press or the top of a squat, that is where you are strongest. So what we want to do is we want to make that the toughest part of your repetition. So Dave's going to set up, do a regular bench press. What you really need to know is that at the top of the movement, the chains have to be off the ground. And at the bottom, a good portion of them will be resting. Go ahead, Dave. Now, very important that we need speed on the way up. He needs to try to develop as much power and speed as he's going up at the top of his movement. And you'll notice that the chains at the bottom are resting, which means that what we have here is we have a 95-pound bar. At the bottom, we have roughly 20 pounds of chains per side. At the top, it's got about close to 40 pounds of chains per side. Go ahead, do a few more, Dave. Bit of speed. There you go. Very important to note that your chains are going to move a little bit on you the first time you do this. So we have to make sure that you control that swing. So be careful if you're doing this for the first time. This can be also done on a squat as well. They resemble a little bit the effect you would get from the elastic, but the chains are linear. So that means that each time a link comes off the ground, it's the same amount of weight that you're going to feel as you go up. So every inch will equal, let's say, 2 pounds of weight. Whereas the elastics will be a little bit different. So we'll show you that the next time. So again, chains, looking to improve strength and our efficiency in the gym. So we want to work hard throughout the entire range of motion. Most of the time we have to take a weight that we can handle at the bottom of the movement. So either that we use at the bottom of the squat or at the bottom of a bench press. Why? Because if we can't push it from the bottom, we're not going to be able to get it anywhere close to the top. Whereas once we pass that sticking point, it gets a heck of a lot easier. So the chains will make that range of motion tough throughout. One of the most common errors that we see for people who want to use chains is that the entire chain is off the ground at the bottom of the movement. So when they're at the bottom of the bench press, the chains resemble this. They're all hanging, which basically is the same as having a weight on top of the bar. So there's no difference between having chains or weight at that point. So you have to ensure that at the bottom of your rep, that the chains are somewhat resting on the floor. Obviously not the entire chain, but most of the chain. So that's why chains are so important. Guys, try it out. Stay tuned for more on our YouTube channel.
Citalfort.